marks the 80th birthday of the Shrewsbury Wurlitzer. Made in 1936, the cinema organ has been at the Buttermarket nightclub in Shrewsbury since the late 1980s, after spending most of its life at the Ritz Cinema at Chatham in Kent. People gathered to celebrate its milestone at a special Christmas concert, with music performed by Cameron Lloyd, who's been playing from the age of 11.
But once you're bitten by the bug, you're bitten by the bug, and that's it. There's no getting away from it. No getting away. It's got a very special sound. It's a unique sound. It's the only one that sounds like this in the country.
What does a really old Wurlitzer sound like? Reminds me of I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside. Well, that one is it's 80 today, actually, and it's in Shrewsbury. Keep listening to find out more about its colourful history. And it used to be used in a cinema to play music to silent films, which probably won't surprise you. There's a special birthday today that we need to tell you about, and it's a big one. 80, an 80th. And it's not so much of a who, but a what. The Wurlitzer organ in Shrewsbury is turning 80 today. Our reporter Jay Unger has been to see it at its home at the Buttermarket nightclub in Shrewsbury, where they've been holding a special celebration. He spoke to Tony Byrne, who's the chairman of trustees for the Shropshire Theatre Organ Trust.
Built in 1936, and it was shipped out of the factory and shipped over to the Ritz Cinema at Chatham in Kent, where it stayed until 1971 when the cinema closed, and it was taken out by our organ builder who bought it from the cinema, and eventually we got it here at Shrewsbury. It's been in here throughout 1988. It was built in here, and it was opened officially by Phil Kelso in January 89. It was designed on the Wirral, in a place called Birkenhead, by a man called Robert Hope Jones, who eventually emigrated to the States, and he was bought out by the Wurlitzer Organ Company, who didn't devise any instruments apart from saxophones and pianos. They bought everything else, and it was mainly used in cinemas for accompanying silent films.
How do you keep it going after, say, 80 years? What's the popularity of it?
It's a wonderful instrument. It sounds better in this venue than it ever did in the cinema. It contains 708 speaking pipes, and that's shortly going to be taken up to 720, because we've an octave of bass pipes to add to the flute rank of pipes.
My name's Cameron Lloyd. I'm just cinema organist and organ builder, and I play for dancing up and down the country and concerts on things like this, on this Wurlitzer. Of course, if it's colder weather, it doesn't like the cold weather, this one. So we're lucky today that it's a little bit warmer, but it can do all sorts of different things and all sorts of problems, but today should behave itself.
Dare I ask, surely it would be a lot simpler to just buy a keyboard?
It would, but it's not so much fun.
So we're just by the organ now. There are almost 100 different little tabs that you can press, all labelled. We've got tom-tom, tambourine, snare drum, Chinese block.
Yeah, all sorts of different things. Glockenspiel, xylophone.
Can we hear something?
You can hear something, but piano and the bells and the glockenspiel things on with it. And down here we've got some different things like that. Bass drums, cymbals, and all sorts of different things.
What's the most unique sound on
the most unique sound of any cinema organ is something called the tibia clauser. It was invented by a man called Robert Hope Jones from Cheshire, and it's this sound. That's what we always think of as the cinema organ sound, the tibia.
Even as we're just tinkering, I'm looking around. I've got smiles already from the audience.
Well, that's what it's about. It's all about entertainment. It's jolly, happy music. The seaside, and Reginald Dixon, of course, at Blackpool, who was there for 40 years. That's what a lot of people remember, is sing the tune, I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside.
How long have you been doing this for?
Since I was 11. I'm 36 next week. But once you're bitten by the bug, you're bitten by the bug, and that's it. There's no getting away from it. No getting away. It's got a very special sound. It's a unique sound. It's the only one that sounds like this in the country.
How does it compare to the one in Blackpool?
Oh, what a difficult question. It's on a par with it. It's got very similar pipe work and that, but of course in the tower you've got the ballroom, which is a huge space. In here we're quite a bit smaller, so it does make a difference to the sound.